The next speaker is a friend of mine. He's a really great guy. He is, one of these guys who predicts markets. And as predictions go, you can't always be right. So he's got haters out there, but he is right almost all the time. And he really is right a lot. And he really has done a heck of a lot of stuff. Almost all of the events we've spoken at, it's been a few now that we've been together. He has, he's predicted everything really well. He's also made a ton of money doing it, guys. He does a really great job, great performance. Please welcome to the stage my friend, Polny.
All right. Hi, everybody. How are you? So this year is going to be interesting. We have a potential big market event coming. A year ago, when I met Bruce, I was in Vienna, here. Not in the palace, but we were in Vienna. And I actually said that the stock markets are going to have a huge crash. And everybody thought that was never going to happen. Well, if you paid attention to the markets last year, what happened starting in October? My analysis called the exact top in October, but then what happened? By Christmas, we had a 20% US stock market crash, which is huge, huge. Okay, that's not a little crash, that's huge, okay? I was calling for even a bigger crash, didn't happen. What's going to happen now is we're going to replay 2018. But 2018 brought the crash of the decade. So that 20% crash was the crash of the decade. This year, before year end, we are expected to have the crash of the century. Now, the crash of the century is supposed to take out and be worse than the crash of 1929. This is the one event, and you need something. Something has to happen within the world to get every one of us who are here to see something change. Because nothing will ever change because the entire market system is rigged. They control everything. They've printed derivative contracts. The entire market system is rigged, and they will not. The moment Bitcoin went live with derivative contracts in December, my analysis was forecasting a top for Bitcoin, and from the moment they started printing derivative contracts, it went on the comics. Guess what happened to Bitcoin? Tanked. Okay? Why? Because it's rigged. That's why Bitcoin is stuck. It's been stuck for a long time because the system is rigged. And until something breaks, Bitcoin's never going to go to new highs. So what has to break? The monetary system. Until something changes, nothing will change. And so every one of us, but the cool thing is that every one of us that are in this room, what's everybody doing? New technology. They're all creating new coins, new ideas. And so these speakers that have been speaking earlier, what are they creating? A future that's basically ready to go. But it won't go until a market event happens, which will therefore lead to a very large price move in Bitcoin and the alternate coins. And when that happens, money is going to hit blockchain like you've never seen before. And so these trillions of dollars that have been printed to control the markets is actually going to bite them in the butt, because basically that money, by the laws of physics, has to go somewhere. It just doesn't disappear. So guess where it's going to go? Blockchain, cryptos, okay? And also my favorite also would be gold and silver. So everything that's been suppressed, the exact opposite is going to happen. And one of the speakers was up here earlier, the gentleman from Bitcoin Cash. He nailed it. You used the word suddenly. That's what's about to happen. It's nothing, 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 and then suddenly. The suddenly is what we're all waiting for. When the suddenly happens, you're going to see your life change. You're going to see your life change, what I'm seeing, before year end. So let's talk about this here. Let me go to the first slide. This was the crash. So my analysis forecast the top on 10/4. The markets then dropped 10% in October and then plunged 20% by December 24th. These are some biblical numbers, but 1, 2, 4. You'll notice all the 1, 2, 4s, and just boom, boom, boom. It just stair-stepped perfectly. So that was 2018. This was the crash that we forecast when we were in Vienna. So this is current markets. Until something happens here, you ain't seeing Bitcoin going up, okay? So here's the current markets. Look at this line right here, okay? There's two of them. The line first broke right here in August, and you had the markets drop 7.5%. That was the start of the crash. My analysis was forecasting a sharp drop in August. We got a drop, but not sharp, or not big enough. You know, 7% is not what I was looking for. I was looking for larger. So the markets came back up, and what do? They came back up and they touched the top of the line that broke in August. And guess what happened since? Markets then dropped. Break of the line number 2 occurred on October 2nd. So now the line's broken as of October 2nd. With a line broken on October 2nd, as of this point in time, the world stock markets are in a crash pattern, or crash cycle. The cycle is not over, it's only about to accelerate to the downside. You'll notice what happened. It came up, it touched, and we're about to see a reversal in the stock market. I believe it's going to happen next week, probably around maybe early next week. Markets will drop sharp. That's the first trigger. So the sharp drop possibly coming next week, about mid-month of October, is the first trigger that's going to cause the markets to start to wobble. That event, whatever it's going to be, again, cycles don't give me what's going to happen. I just get dates and time points. I'm looking at it when I analyze patterns. So next week's not looking real good for the markets. Now that's after next week, that's when it gets interesting because the markets will bounce up, and then come November, what I'm seeing potentially is a crash bigger than what happened in December of last year. So if you look, December brought us 20%. 10%, 20%. We should minimum see potentially 40% market crash in November. Okay? If it doesn't happen in November, it will happen before year end, just like it did last year in December. But I still believe it's going to happen in November. November brings shock. It starts in October, possibly next week. November is the month of shock. Once the markets plunge like that, guess what happens? You have a 40% market crash on trillions of dollars. That's going to cause havoc in the markets. But that havoc is the suddenly. The suddenly is what's going to cause the people that are in the markets to lose 2 words: faith and confidence. That's the only thing holding up the stock market today. Faith and confidence. You break that with a 40% market crash or greater, okay? That break of faith and confidence is what's going to propel the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, gold, and silver. The 3 things that have been held down by all the price manipulation. When the system breaks, the 3 things, when I say Bitcoin, I also mean alternate coins. You know, some of the very good alternate coins, but specifically the cryptocurrency space, gold and silver. When the system breaks, those 3 things are going to go like a rocket. Okay, so before year end, we're going to see it happen, and it'll happen. It's supposed to have occurred before Thanksgiving, the U.S. Thanksgiving, which is about the 28th of this month of November. Sorry, no later than Christmas of this year, from what my analysis is showing. Let's go to the next chart, and there's Bitcoin. So now let's talk about Bitcoin. Those of you who've been following my work, the reason Bruce has me up here is because I don't get everything right, but I've had some pretty crazy accurate calls. Life replays itself, but it rhymes sometimes, and sometimes it replays itself perfectly. When it replays itself perfectly, I can nail it. When it rhymes, I might get a little off. But the point is, last year, if you go to my YouTube channel, on the December 14th, nailed the bottom to the day. My subscribers all had it. We all bought Bitcoin at 3,100 bucks. All of us. And we're buying Litecoin at $22. We knew it was coming. We had it in advance, and so we loaded up. It went up. Bitcoin went up. I did another crazy call here. Go to my YouTube channel. This was posted on February 19th when Bitcoin was $3,900. Some crazy guy goes on YouTube and says Bitcoin's going to be 10,000 by June. Guess what happened by June? Bruce? 10,000.
We were at Washington Elite.
That's right. On stage the next day saying, nailed it. Okay? So we said that Bitcoin would be at 10,000 by June, and it was 10,000 by June, okay? From June, yes, everything's turned down and President Trump, blah, blah, blah. Cycles. Cycles. That was the top, okay? June top put a low in end of September, okay? Bottoms in. Bottoms in for a bit, triple bottom. And so this was a triple bottom. This is the channel support right here. Came into mid-channel, triple bottom, boom, boom, boom. bottoms in around, what was that, $7,800. So from here, Bitcoin's turning up. Now, before a market goes vertical, it's got to break this yellow channel. And so you'll see what it did right here. A couple of tops right here came across. The moment it breaks this channel, it's going to go straight vertical. So that channel comes in around $10,000. Bitcoin hits 10,000 and takes it out, it's going to go straight vertical. I'm not going to give a date just yet, but I'm telling you, when it takes out 10,000, it's going to go to 20,000 pretty quickly. And when it takes out 20,000, it's going to go to 30. And so none of this will happen until what? Loss of faith and confidence in the current monetary system. That's what has to happen, or Bitcoin's going to go nowhere. Cycles foretell what's about to happen. Cycles are saying that the stock market is going to tank. When the stock market tanks, money's going to go into crypto, gold, and silver. All three of those things are going to go crazy. Because why? You have just lost faith and confidence in the monetary system, and all those trillions of dollars have to go somewhere. And that's, in a nutshell, how it's about to go down. And so those of you who are invested are about to have life-changing experiences. Those of you who don't believe are going to decide to buy in after the suddenly, but after the suddenly, the price is a lot higher, okay? So those who have the faith and the confidence to load up are the ones that are going to be, you know, the ones, the leaders of the future, because why? They've got the biggest positions. That's basically what, in a nutshell, how I see it playing out. So, at Christmas time, I want you to know there's going to be a lot of people out there who are not be experiencing a lot of joy or jolly. You will be. So remember them. Take care of them. Okay? That's what it's all about, us taking care of one another. And beyond that, let's go to the video I have posted here. So if you can run the video, I would appreciate it. And then maybe a couple of questions at the end. Go ahead. Thank you. For generations, the elite have secretly manipulated all markets to falsely prop up all paper-based currencies, bonds, and stock markets, including the US dollar. The biggest bubble in human history is now formed, which includes the stock markets, the dollar, real estate, and bonds. The world financial system is about to fall. Do not wait, a market crash is coming. And we are in the midst of the crash right now. I hope you are all prepared. Big earth changes are expected. And this is going to be the end of an era as we've known it financially. A new era is going to rise, and this new era is going to be digitally based. We live in biblical times, Greg, and what's coming is going to be biblical. I can just start off by telling you this one thing. 2019 will be the crash of the century. The plunge that's coming, it'll be quick, rapid, and sudden. That's number one.
You mean like an 800-point drop in the Dow in one day?
Oh, that's nothing. We're talking thousands of points, not in the hundreds. Point number two will shake the faith and confidence. Now that's critical because what's been holding everything together, Greg? Faith and confidence in the paper monetary system. This crash that will be heard around the world will shake the faith and confidence in the monetary system as we know it today. The third point, they will not know what hit them. So when this happens, it'll be quick, sudden, and they will not know what hit them. And the last point is they will try to stop this, but they will fail because God the Father is in control.
So my next guest says that a global equities meltdown is imminent. He also says that when it happens, the biggest winner is going to be crypto. Bo, that's really some big statements there.
More Bitcoin's not going to go up until people have a reason to invest in cryptocurrencies. They need to lose faith and confidence in the stock market and the equity markets. That's the key.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the markets are about to crash.
Right.
Everybody's going to lose faith in the stock market, and the money is going to flow up and go to
Bitcoin, the alternate coins, gold and silver. We're going to have a massive financial shift. Get ready. This is what the newspapers are going to be reading. Crash of the century. It's coming. Stocks, IRAs, 401ks, all the paper assets are going to burn. The economy is about to get turned off, as you know it. This is a time to be prepared. Remember, a wise man sees a storm coming and prepares. The fool ignores it and will suffer. And the wise who are prepared with gold, silver, and the cryptocurrencies are about to see gold skyrocket and go off the charts. Silver will become a new item of economic security, opening the door to luxury. And Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, the cryptocurrencies, get ready. Big move comes into year end and next year. 2020 is going to be unbelievable. You will, before year end, see it happen, be rejoicing with prosperity, abundance. The price manipulation has caused complete price distortion and the true value of all assets, gold, silver, and the cryptos. The true value is about to be released upon the world. And these are the 4 seasons that it all happens with. You've seen season 1. You've seen earthquakes, you've seen eruptions, and you've seen political troubles. You've seen it happen. Second season, which is we're in right now, fall. Powerful leaders that have been controlling this world are about to fall. Winter will bring great rejoicing as gold, silver, and the cryptos take off, go vertical. And then next spring, you're going to see your rewards multiply. So whatever happens by Christmas, it multiplies in spring. Because why? The greatest bubble in human history is about to pop. Your lives are about to change forever with the events that go down November into December. There will, unfortunately, be waves of poverty around the world. But if you have listened to my warnings, you will be blessed, but it will be nothing, 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 and then suddenly. Thank you. There you go. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks.